We are Fandom Roulette.
Two nerds with a passion for
History,
video games,
tabletop games,
and, well, really any nerdy stuff that comes into our lives.
While we might not be able to name every ship classification in Star Wars,
Or every Pokemon.
or every spell in the player's handbook,
Well, one of us can.
we're still here to have a good time. Hey everyone, welcome to Fandom Roulette. This is Joe.
And I'm Cody.
And on Fandom Roulette, this is a podcast where we talk about a myriad of nerdy things, including such things as history, tabletop role-playing games, video games, and any other nerdy things we feel like talking about. So, how have you been, Cody?
I have been okay, all things considered. Playing some Witcher 3.
Cool.
Trying to do the things that need to be done for the current situation. What about you?
Yeah. Same. We actually ran our first remote D&D session.
Yeah.
It went shockingly well.
It's funny. I did 2 of them that weekend. And ours, the one that we did, pretty okay. I don't think anyone really disconnected, although there were some choppy bits. Sometimes some people were hard to hear at certain moments.
Sure.
But it wasn't it wasn't so damning that it ruined the experience or anything.
Yeah.
And then I ran my second session, and boy howdy did that fuck up so bad.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, Discord kept disconnecting. It was I don't know what it was, man. I don't know if it was the other person's internet or just a combination of our internets, but we just kept falling in and out, and I think we ran that session for what was probably my least amount of time playing D&D. which is saying a lot, because any game that I've ever played, 3 hours minimum is usually what happens, But yeah, that was really fun.
Okay.
I'm glad that Discord worked for us at the very least.
Yeah. But yeah. Hey Cody, who's that down at the street? At the end of the street? Is it you and a team of adventurers?
You bet it is, I think.
It is. Yeah, so this is you and a team of adventurers where we describe a thing with D&D mechanics yep. So this is mine from last time.
This is your tabletop role-playing game pitch that is the story / concept of some pop culture franchise or whatever. Man, talk about a brain day, huh? I've got that big brain energy right now. So anyways, repeat yours, because I've been stumped all fucking week.
It is you and a team of adventurers fight for acceptance while defending your own and protecting those who hate you.
And you said the medium was mixed?
It was mixed. It was movies, video games, comic books.
Okay. So the thing that throws me off is movies, because originally I was going to guess The Witcher, but that's not it at all based on that. Batman?
It is actually X-Men.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, right?
Fuck. Yeah, no, I get it now. That's so good.
Yeah, I mean,
brain.
I feel like the end part
dirty.
is might be a little too vague, but yeah, they're protecting humans, and then especially recently in comics, it's sort of been hey there, ma'am, I'm here to help you. And she goes, oh, thank you, you nice young. Are you a mutant? And then she'll spit in their face and walk off or whatever.
Which is so bizarre to me, because they also exist in the same universe with the fucking Avengers.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I guess the in universe argument is the fact that it's like they like the Avengers aren't born with it necessarily, whereas like
What about
um
Thor?
he's an alien god. It's different.
Sure. Oh, okay. So like
Yeah.
alien thunder gods is like one thing, but a mutation is like, oh, we can't go
Well,
there.
and then like the whole other thing is like Magneto is always talking about like Homo superior and how like oh, we're like the next logical step in evolution, and so it's like, oh, we're afraid because we're gonna be like taken over or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely
Yeah.
get the Magneto fear kind of angle, but like also I'm just surprised that like it's such a it's such a huge thing in X-Men, but like as far as I've seen, it doesn't really affect any of the other Marvel heroes that like aren't somehow aligned uh or like in a X-Men comic.
It's complicated. They have now have their own island nation. Um and it's all about statecraft and it's very compelling. But yeah, hey, should
Oh,
we
okay. Yeah.
So anyway, Cody, do you have a you and a team of adventurers for me?
I do not this week.
Gasp.
I know. So here's the thing. We this would be our tabletop role playing game episode, but we finished our GM talk last week, and I didn't want to just kind of spin my wheels and make an episode of like just kind of redundancy and things that like wouldn't be helpful for a game master. So if you've reached this point, congratulations, you are in a very good spot to be a very well-rounded game master. So give yourselves a round of applause and some cheers. Yeah, you deserve it. So, no, this episode, as this will air before, a couple days before what we're doing now, this is kind of an announcement video. We at Fandom Roulette are kind of switching priorities, if you will. So, the Fandom Roulette podcast has been an experimental podcast where we kind of do a rotating nerdy thing every other week, and it had the same topics of history, video games, tabletop role-playing games, etc., but we've decided to take a more focused bit for our shows for the oncoming future. The Fandom Roulette podcast will still exist, although it'll be once in a blue moon kind of situation. But the Fandom Roulette channel will still exist. It'll just be a host of a myriad of nerdy shows. And as we grow, these shows will expand. But to kind of replace the 4 topics of conversation that we've been doing, the 2 weekly uploads, we have come up with 4 new tabletop role-playing game shows that we're going to start producing and making. Yeah, right? I'm excited.
I wasn't aware of this.
Oh no! You didn't get the memo?
Damn.
Oh, shit.
I kept marking those emails as read and just moving on with
Oh, shit.
So anyway.
Well, so this will be also news to you. So our first episode and kind of our big one, because it'll have a lot of kind of working mechanics and we're going to do a lot with this. It's called One Shot. It is a show where we spend, it'll be a series for each thing, but we'll be looking at a tabletop role-playing game, and we're going to spend a first episode or 2 looking at the mechanics and looking at it from kind of a whiteboard style situation. We're going to look at the rules and stuff like that. And then we're going to play the game in a one-shot where either Joe or I are going to be the resident game master for whatever game it is, and we'll do a one-shot with that, and we'll bring on various people to kind of fill in the role, so it won't always just be Joe and I doing it, so that'll be fun. And once we've played it, which will be its own set of episodes, we're going to do a finale for the tabletop role-playing game and just kind of like talk about how we felt about playing it, about the things we liked, disliked, the things we went over in the first one, and see how those, how this game did what it set out to do or what it didn't do. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this is kind of like our big set piece for moving forward. So this is the show One Shot. Our second show is called Worldsmithing. And we're going to take a concept, whether it's fan requested or otherwise, and spend time creating a world that'll fit said concept. We will be looking at it. If you are familiar with our world building series, we're going to be taking the steps that we learned there. So if you want to look into that, there will probably be links in the description for how to watch those. But we're going to take a macro approach and look and basically build something in a short period of time, probably roughly 4 to 5 episodes, where we build a world within the concept and then build kind of like what would a session 1 look like in that setting, and how would you run a game in that setting. And this could be anything. We are, of course, if you'd like to send your own requests of like, oh, I want to do a D&D campaign or just a campaign in general with this concept, like feel free to go to our website at www.fandomroulette.com to send us your requests, and we'll take a look at them and figure out how to create a world in there. So yeah, that's our worldsmithing show, and we got that one's going to be a pretty cool one, our first attempt at it anyways. Our third show is called Lore Master's Investigation. It's a show where it's kind of similar to a couple of the things we tried in the earlier stages of the podcast, where we're going to take a deeper question in the tabletop role-playing game experience, not something that you can just answer with a yes or no, but something that we can give a little thought to, and talk about how to solve that issue, or just talk about the general ideas behind being a game master or a dungeon master, or whatever you want to give that title to. And we think this will be a fun one. This doesn't have like a series or like a connecting thing, so this might get we might not have this every week, but I'm excited to get into this one after the last tabletop role-playing game episode we did. And then finally, last but not least, The Nerdy Affair. It's basically we're going to take something out of pop culture media and figure out how to create an experience within the tabletop role-playing game sphere, and how to basically make this idea into a playable experience for you and your group. So this is going to take a lot of like pop culture stuff, whether it's comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, what have you. And we're going to take those pop culture ideas and turn them into a playable one-shot, what kind of game would move forward. And we're going to get deep into this one, and we'll talk about some mechanics we're going to do to enhance the game to make it feel more like The Thing. This is going to be kind of in tandem with Worldsmithers, although this has a very specific focus. And we're not going to be creating the world necessarily, but figuring out how to make your game work in that style, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're really excited to kind of make this switch. We've been doing this for a while, and we really want to. We both found that our passion for tabletop role playing games has only gotten stronger since we started, and we're super excited to make this leap. Again, the Fandom Roulette podcast isn't going anywhere. It's just going to kind of be on kind of a hiatus for the time being. But the channel's still here, and the channel is just a representation of all things nerdy. So we're gonna, and as we think of new shows or other people want to do shows under the Fandom Roulette umbrella, we will begin adding those as soon as they come up, and we're super excited about this. I know I am. I've been looking forward to. We've been kind of low key working on this for a while now, and I'm super pumped.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited about it. We're getting some stuff prepped. It's going to be a bold new direction for the podcast, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So,
yeah.
Anything else, Cody?
I'll just go over the kind of last minute stuff. Thanks everybody for watching, listening, and enjoying the Fandom Roulette experience. If you're looking for more content, we do all sorts of stuff. I stream video games every Monday night from 6 to 10 p.m. EST. If you're looking for that video game section, it isn't really going anywhere. It's just kind of moving over to Monday nights. So you will find me there. And then also, as we, if you want the backlog of the entire Fandom Roulette podcast, if you want to catch up on all this stuff to see how we got here and see how the podcast kind of grew from 3 years ago, 3-ish years ago. Isn't that wild to think about?
Yeah, it's wild.
You can go to our website at www.fandomroulette.com, where we will have the podcast episodes all there, and another section for the new shows that we're going to be doing, and our bios, and those bios will have not links, but they will tell you what we're working on currently. So we are currently, the two of us are very specifically working on the tabletop role-playing game experience and these new shows we're working on. And then at the bottom, where all the social media links are, if you ever looking to get in touch with us, there's a little comment box, and there's tons of these things that are open up to the audience to interact with. So if you have questions for Lore Master's investigation, if you've got, whether it's a GM struggle or a player struggle, what have you, something that's a little beyond a one word or one phrase response, hit us up. We would love to get back into talking about those things in greater depth. We will probably, for the time being, tackle one question in depth for the episode and see how that goes. This may evolve or change over time. But feel free to use the comment box to give us your, the things you'd like to see for Lore Master's investigation, the Nerdy Affair. What kind of pop culture media would you like to see us try to run? Maybe your favorite comic book, your favorite video game, what have you. And definitely give us your ideas for worldsmithing. Whatever setting you would like to run, we would like to world build in it and try to create a experience that you can use, and take those ideas that we've established and created to make something that's truly yours and whatever you want to run. And then, of course, if you want to send us ideas for the types of tabletop role-playing games to run on One Shot, again, feel free to hit us up in that comment box. We appreciate any and all recommendations, feedback, questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff. If you're looking to share this, now that we have gone in this bold RPG direction, we are on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify. We will be on the same platforms we've always been on. Just search Fandom Roulette and you will find our shows there. If you're looking for our social media stuff, you can find us on Twitch at _podcast, where I upload when I'm live streaming, when we upload some new episodes, when we find something funny, etc., etc. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, where we do hot, spicy memes, and just general goofiness, talking about, the different things we do during the week and what have you. And yeah, we are there. Thank you so much for listening to Fandom Roulette. Again, we're not going anywhere, but I still like to, I appreciate anyone and everyone who's been listening and kind of following this weird trip that we've been on. And I'm excited to see the future. The future's looking bright.
Agreed.
Definitely like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell,
all that stuff.
Do all those things. Anything you do to help support the channel is greatly appreciated. We love you for it. We appreciate you. And I hope you're all doing good, staying safe, staying healthy, staying, as good as you can be. I understand that with the world as it is, that can be a little hard. But I hope that what we do brings a smile to your face, or at least distracts you for a little bit. Well, I think I lost Joe. So, again, thank you guys so much for listening to the Fandom Roulette podcast. Signing off, I am Cody and Joe for this time. And you know what? Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep it super nerdy.